I'm almost done with my graffiti, guys, on the back side of my worksheet. So here I'm going to work through getting the G in, and then I'll switch over to getting the H in. And then I'm just going to finish that part up, and I'm going to talk to you about images afterwards. So what I'm going to do is, after I finish up my letters, I'm going to start kind of planning and thinking on where I would like some of those images to come from. But before I really get involved with my images, I need to collect them first. And so until you have your images collected, you can't really do a whole lot in that route. So anyway, that'll be on a separate video, and I'll even have a demonstration up for full project wise. Okay, so I'm gonna finish out the G, and then I'll finish out the H, and I'll be done with my letters, and then I'm just gonna be doing only this one to show you. So a lot of the things that I'm seeing is that not very many of you are overlapping your letters, and you really need to make sure that you're doing that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start placing the G in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and stylize it out at the very beginning. It's gonna be fairly similar to a C, obviously. I'll kind of bring that in just like that. Okay, so I've got that. Now I'm going to start blocking it out, and really at this stage I'm just kind of copying what's on this packet. So you guys are either using a packet to get your letters, or you're using dafont.com. Either way will work. And here I'm just really practicing on getting my letters nice and big, making sure that they are all overlapping each other in some way, shape, or form. This one kind of comes in like this. Okay, and then I've got that, kind of a little triangle space there. And then that comes up and connects in that way. All right, so now erase out all that extra. You guys are still also having trouble with your 3-dimensional skills. So some of you you have no idea. You understand that you need to get it 3D'd, but you have no idea where it's coming from. You have to decide for yourself. Are you going to see the 3D from the top of the letters? Are you going to see them from the bottom of the letters? Are you going to see kind of both, or just on one side? So you've got to get that figured out and see what that looks like for you. So that could change up my letters technically, because right now I've got some things kind of happening from the bottom and the sides. I need to readjust this one as I'm sitting here looking at it. So that might be changing some things for you. Really start paying attention, using your brain power, and figuring out the correct way to get your 3-dimension in, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start that here for myself. And kind of what I did over there on the R. Okay, and I'm not really gonna see it down here because it's on the other side. So I can erase out this extra stuff. Not gonna be doing much with it, okay? Then I've got to look at inside wise, what am I gonna have going on here? So if I'm seeing from the top, it's a little tricky here. So we've got 3D coming in this way. And so then I should just have that. And that's it. That should be it. It's just real simple on that one. Okay, now I'm going to come over to the H, and I'll already start stylizing out. This one gets real curvy. And then this side, not as much. And then I'm going to start blocking. So again, just kind of copying what's on my sheet here. This H is a little more standalone-y. Okay, angles are just a little different here, like that, then like that, then like that. Straight up. Down this way, juts out a bit, goes down, angles out. And I'm going to go ahead and let it overlap the T a bit. Okay, now I'm going to take out all my extra. So if I'm coming in from the top, that one just kind of disappears. This one just goes straight down. And same thing there. And that should be it. Okay, so I've got that finished out, and I know that it's kind of difficult to see my whole word at one point, but look at how all the letters interact with each other. Now, some of my spacing can get off. Notice that the G goes all the way to the line here, but my H does not. Okay, so some of my spacing was off a little bit, but I can kind of work through that. And so then I can start kind of figuring out, well, I can definitely get an image here, and I already started to have some ideas. So remember, guys, I mentioned like milkweed as a plant, and then butterfly stages, and then I may even have some more flowers that pull through. So now I can kind of, before I start getting my images, I can start kind of getting an idea of what I want to do. So I want to, like, let's start with my butterfly stages. So just in butterfly stages, I've got 4 different images. So I'll have like the butterfly egg, the caterpillar itself, the chrysalis, and then the butterfly. Okay, so, and I want to show that life cycle kind of going from left hand to right hand side. So over here with my H, this is going to be a perfect place where I could put a butterfly in, and I could probably go ahead and already start like kind of figuring out like how I'm going to want that butterfly to look. So maybe I'm going to want the wings to come out, and it's going to be something like this. Okay, so and that will help it take up that space. The chrysalis, so if I kind of work backwards, the chrysalis has to hang off of something. Okay, so that's how the butterfly works. So the perfect spot for that is on either this part of the T or this part of the T. So I can go ahead and already kind of make a game plan. Now I know that this isn't the accurate shape of it, but I can at least put it in there to kind of mark that out. Okay, so now I've got the butterfly, I've got the chrysalis, and now I can get the caterpillar. A really great spot for the caterpillar to go in is it can either go on like the front of one of my letters, or it could be walking along. And so that kind of, I don't know, I'm having difficulty kind of deciding on where I want that to go. Maybe part of my caterpillar kind of is sitting here, and then he comes up this way. I don't know, he's kind of looking a little wormy right now, but anyway, so maybe he comes through here, and then maybe on this side of the G is where I draw out like my little butterfly eggs, maybe. I don't know. Okay, so there's just kind of an idea. Starting to get them like an idea of where I want them to be laid out. they're definitely not as concrete or as good looking as my letters, and that's fine because you're just kind of sketching it out. And then my milkweed plants, they're going to come through. Some of them may leaf-wise, they may overlap, and then I might have some flowers in and over here. So I'll probably have milkweed flowers that pull through, and then the plant itself will come up, okay? And so that's kind of like a preliminary sketch. So I'm gonna have another video that's gonna show me actually working through my whole graffiti project. And then you guys can get kind of an idea on how we're gonna do that.